I got my own show in the morning on First Take. Y'all might have heard of that. And I got to tell you something. I specifically didn't say it because I was saving it for this set right here. I got something to say, okay? If Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors win this series, they're going back-to-back. They're winning the next two. Steph Curry will surpass LeBron James with 5 rings. This one right here is tough. I think it makes next year easier because Wiseman will be back. I'm going there. I'm going there. The Golden State Warriors win the next two and three. But I think if they win this year, they're going back-to-back.
Stephen A., let's let them win this one.
I'm just saying. I'm hearing that moment. I'm hearing that moment.
No, what I was going to point out is this as well. Give Coach Steve Kerr some credit, too, because now it elevates him as one of the greatest coaches that's ever lived as well, if they can win 4 championships.
And when we separating these all-time great dynamic trios, you can't underestimate the teams that won it back-to-back or the teams that won it 3 straight times. That's elite dominance.
Yeah.
And Shaq and Kobe actually was able to do that.
If Kevin Durant hadn't gotten hurt, they would have three-peated. They would have swept Toronto.
Michael Wilbon, on the screen there, we of course see Steph Currys, who's going through his somewhat legendary.
It is legendary.
What's at stake for him here? We can talk about the trio, and we understand that they are a trio, and they'll be remembered that way. But almost every trio has the one star that stands out above the others, and clearly that's Steph here. What's at stake for him these next 2 weeks?
Well, it's interesting. You know, a lot of people care about the MVP of the finals thing, which I never cared about. I don't remember. I know Magic won multiples. I was at all of them, and I don't remember who necessarily was the MVP of all of them. I know Jordan had all 6 of his, but there's some others. And so that does not define Steph Curry to me. Steph Curry's greatness, Stephen A. has talked about it, the shooting. Steph Curry's greatness stands alone already for me. But if you get that 4th and you keep working on it, and if he's healthy enough and he stays with these teammates, then he puts himself in a category with very few other people. And point guards, to me, the only point guards in that conversation, really, Irvin, Isaiah, Dennis Johnson. And people forget about Dennis Johnson.
Forget about Dennis
it's
Johnson.
sad. They shouldn't forget about Dennis Johnson, but they do. But you go into a category where you're further immortalized. It's just more. You're piling on, and that's a great thing. That's what sports is about.
Well, to be further immortalized, and I love it, and you know I always bow down and pay homage to the legend. In order when you separating these all-time great players, you can't ignore Finals MVP.
Okay.
You just can't do it. If they win the championship this year, and Draymond Green, for example, is the MVP, that's not going to necessarily be the legacy boost for Steph individually above some of the all-time great players who have actually accomplished that.
I'm not talking about this man, but I need to tell, without mentioning their names, on a few Hall of Famers. Because a lot of times when you run into Hall of Famers who have been champions, what they do is they say, look at somebody like Steph Curry, and they tell you, excuse me, did they win an MVP? I mean, did they get it done? You would have held up
That's a
accountable.
small club.
That's
a small
club.
club.
But that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we are.
I want you to speak to this, Magic, because that small club matters. When you cover the game, guys like yourself who did it have a right to say, you have to hold people to the same standard you held us to. Are we accurate in saying that?
Oh, no question about it. And let me say this, you know, we love Steph Curry. He's
oh, no question.
Him and LeBron James are the 2 biggest worldwide superstars. I'm talking about celebrities in this game, no question about it. I think he wants to play well in this series. Why? Because people have been saying it. It's not going to define who he is. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greatest already.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need this championship, but it's just
to elevate.
Exactly.
Yes.
It just helps your resume. It helps you to say, you know what, I won 4. And I think he's looking at it like Kobe looked at it. When Shaq left, he wanted to prove to everybody he could win without Shaq the championship. Steph is doing the same thing. Okay, KD, you left, but I'm going to show everybody I can still win a championship without you, KD.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.